Welcome to the Own Your Choices, Own Your Life podcast. I know you are here wanting to change and rewrite your story. You are desiring to step into the impact that you know you are here to create. I am here to guide you with the proven tools and strategies used by myself and our speakers to support you in taking radical responsibility in your life and learning how to own your choices to change your story. My name is Marsha Vanwynsberghe. I am a storytelling business coach, master NLP trainer, speaker, podcaster, and 7 times published author. My clients have found freedom and purpose from overcoming their shame stories and learning how to share them with the world. I am so grateful you are here. Let's get started. Welcome back to the show. I am excited because this is the first episode I've been able to record since we recorded the 1000th podcast live. And you might be hearing this and thinking, but you haven't released it yet. No, I have not. It doesn't release until I think almost the end of April, but we did get to record it live. And there's a couple things that I wanted to share. I've had Sue ask me, a couple people asked me, what was like the top 2 or 3 takeaways? And I still feel like I'm processing it. It was quite an experience to be in a room full of people. I think we had about 45 people there. And, there are some people who've been avid supporters, some people, clients, some people who have been listening to the show that I've never met in person. And some people who were just like, I want to be part of this. I don't know what it is. So it was really cool to experience. And I think one of the things that was shared with me later is the fact that I really didn't have to do much to come to the live podcast. It was all Sue. She just ran with it. It was incredible. And it was a reminder for me to trust. Trust. What do I need to focus on? What do I need to do? And a past version of me was always in the space of like, get to the next thing and then pull back and get to the next thing and like, what's next? What's next? This, I was so present and in flow and ready to just, be in awe of the day and so grateful for the experience. And that's what I felt like I did. I felt like I was really, really present. And there were so many takeaways that I could share that I tried to narrow it down to 3, but it's not easy because there was so many. But if you were there and you saw my sticky note sheets, you understand how I do podcasts. And it's like sticky notes, it is point form, and that's how we go. And that was a different challenge, being able to do a live episode. I wanted it to come off in a way that was very authentic, but I also needed to plan because in my office, there's no distractions. It's just me. But in this room, I was speaking to a group. So I used my sticky note sheet. And to me, I love that. That helps me. But it was funny. There were people looking at it going, how in the world do you do this? And it's like, when you learn how your brain works and what works best for you, you get to just flow with it. So lessons. The first being has to be support. Like, has to be support. This last year has been about growing a team and growing a team of like freaking incredible humans who are so good at what they do and allowing myself to receive that support. It has taken me a long time. I still have moments where it's not easy for me to do. And then I remind myself that no, this is actually what it's about. So this came together because of the people, because of my team, the support, the listeners, people who wanted to support this journey. Again, the number one question I was constantly asked is, how do you get to 1,000? Well, I've recorded a few episodes on this, but it really does come down to being in this experience of knowing this was a pull motivation. Eventually, it became a pull motivation to keep doing what I was doing. You'll hear that when you listen to 1000th episode. But that's me. Once I find something that I love, I'm all in on it. So support, that is definitely a piece of it, was receiving support. And you know how excited other people were to be able to lean in and do the things, like be able to do this. There was one moment where before we had started, we were having a couple of mic issues, and I know we were getting frustrated with the mics and what was happening. And I mean, people don't know that, right? And I could feel myself getting a little bit flustered before we started. And I know that's just good energy, right? That's just good nerves. And Meg, who is like another ninja behind the scenes, Meg reached in and she was like, come with me, grabbed me by the arm, took me out in the hallway, away down from everyone else, and played me a video that Megan Weir had sent me, my other business partner for Heartwired, that was just a direct video to congratulate on the day. And I'm like, okay, come on, people, this is amazing. Like, I'm receiving this and it was awesome. People know they step in and they get to like shine in their roles. And I think that is it's just a really exciting thing, because if you think of what podcasting is, there's like one person speaking and building a connection, or if you're having a conversation, that's what it looks like. But you still don't know who's listening. I have no idea. Even now, I'm in my office talking to my computer again, and it's just don't know who is going to hear it and what's going to land. So to see people in the room and connecting face to face with people, hearing some of their takeaways was incredible. It was just something I was so grateful for, because I do believe your voice finds who it's meant for. It reaches out and it connects with the people that it is meant to connect with. I said 3, and there's going to be more than 3. The number 3 is like, we had the sponsors they got to share like 3 to 5 minutes of who they were, what their business is, and how either the work I do or the podcast has helped them over the years. And I didn't see any of this until that time. And so we had chairs, they spoke. And as I was in this space, hearing them share things that I have done that have helped them along the way, oh, there was and now you're trying to receive that in front of everyone in the room. It was wild to do, and I've always had this dream of this bigger than me. This can be so much bigger than me, and other people can shine too, and they get to do the work that they're here to do, and I felt so pulled with it. But being in the space of receiving their words, their feelings, their heartfelt feelings. There were many tears, and that felt very real and authentic. I just let it be what it would be. And it wasn't until, Kim Fitzpatrick was in the room and she was like, just calling to the fact of how Marsha's receiving. I wouldn't have done that. I probably wouldn't have done that even a year ago. And it felt so good. It felt so good to receive it. And the flip side of this is it lit me up to see them sharing, them using their voices, knowing that even, a few years ago, they wouldn't have done that. I just love watching other people grow too into what they can do and what's available for them. So as much as I received it, I was feeling it, a level of like, I'm so proud of them for what they're doing and how they're showing up and sharing. It meant the world to me to have people stop me and say, "Oh my God, like Sue's hilarious. Sue has like so much energy. I love you. She's the ninja behind the scenes. You don't get to see her." And I got to see her shine in such a way. And I'm like, these are parts that I get to see of my people, but you don't always see it. So it was really fun to hear that and to be a part of that. And then there was a moment. If you were in the room, you know exactly what this moment was. There was a moment when I knew there was 8 sponsors, and she said, "We have one more." And I'm like, I'm counting in my head. I'm like, "No, I can see the sponsors. It's not them." And Brad stood up. My husband stood up, and I was like, "Uh-oh." Uh-oh. I already had tears in my eyes, and I was like, "What's happening?" See, our partners support us. I do believe, like, I'm very fortunate. He does support me in encouragement in the things that I do. And he doesn't understand a fraction of what I do. And that's okay too, right? He doesn't. And we'd had a talk a few weeks ago about feeling seen and supported. And this is a piece of the subconscious work, and NLP is helping to have a conversation even when you're frustrated. And it was such a beautiful conversation. So for him to get up and speak, this is also a guy who does not show up on social media at all, and unless he's in my posts. And so he cracked some pretty funny jokes about this fact that everybody knows things about him, but he doesn't know people because he's not on social media. And to see this side, like people don't get to see him. They don't see this side of me, then they don't see him. And he comes up to speak. So it was pretty funny to start. And then he spoke about the fact that, I used to be a kinesiologist. I worked with clients one-on-one. I was good at what I did and I liked it, but I love this. He's like, no matter what, you are doing what you're meant to do. Like, look at the room, look at this. And it's not just about a milestone. It's not just about 1,000 episodes. He said, when we started going through all of the challenges with our kids, we stopped dreaming because we just tried to survive. We literally just tried to survive. We stopped dreaming. And now the dreams are coming back and the dreams are growing and the dreams are happening. And I've been speaking into this dream for the last 3 years of what I was creating and what I was doing. And it felt so good, so big, so good, so like exciting. And now he sees it. He's seeing the payoff of the hard work. It's hard when you are building. I say hard relatively, right? Everything is hard, but I say hard relatively when you're building a business in the online space from your computer. I mean, most of the time, that's all your partner sees is you talking to a computer. They don't see the people. And I go to these events, but he's not at those events, so he doesn't see it. He doesn't see me speak. He did years ago, but he's not at events where I'm speaking. So it's just this piece that all of a sudden he was like, the dreams are back. And I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. And I mean, I sobbed. I like literally sobbed in the moment. And that opened up something for me to, realize that I'm not doing this alone. I know I'm not. And so many people can be impacted by the journey, the download that you have to bring to life. But I want to leave you with this. Like, this was an unbelievable day that landed with me in so many ways and connected me with the people that are in my life. It's not luck. It's not chance. It is like being dedicated to the version of you that is coming to life so that your people can see you, they can hear you, they can find you. And when you do that, the right people will cross your path and you can continue to grow something. And that download that comes down for you that makes absolutely no sense, right? Somebody said to me, what if my download makes absolutely no sense? I'm like, even better, because it's not supposed to be something that everyone gets. Can you see it through? That's what matters. Can you see it through? There is a version of me from 2017, well, even 2014, speaking on stages, sharing a vulnerable story, living in the middle of it, writing a book, writing collaborative chapters, speaking on bigger stages, starting a podcast. Not one thing of it made sense. None of it made sense. But I knew, like I knew that for some reason I had to do it. And that allowed me to grow into the version who gets to do what she does today. But it requires those first few steps, those first few years to get to this point. And here's my message, my take home. When you listen to the messages, what if those downloads are to help you to grow into the version of you who can do the thing, who can bring the idea to life? And what if it's actually not about you? What if that's happening so that you can become the version of you who can inspire others to go do the same, who can inspire others to go create what they're here to create? What if it's actually not about you? How fast can you get out of your own damn way when you stop making it about you and you realize that you get to help others? There is an impact and there is a ripple effect to the work that you're doing. And that was the moment, standing there in that room, looking out, tears in my eyes, seeing this, knowing that this message, this has helped people who I was meant to cross paths with. And maybe now they will go do what they're here to do. And how many other people will that impact along the way? That's the piece. That's the powerful piece that landed and landed in such a big way. And I have more to share because, shortly after that day, we had an incredibly big loss in our family. And it was like, wow, the duality is wild to hold both. I will count this podcast day as one of the highlights in my life. One of the highlights it will be because it was full of a room full of people that I love, messages from people that I love who see the vision of what I am continuously being called here to do that makes no sense to anyone else. And it's completely fine that it doesn't. I'm good with it. I know it's for me. I know it's for me to bring to life so that other people can be impacted so they can go do the things. So if you're in the room, I appreciate you. I love you. I thank you for the messages. And I want you to know whatever you see in me is available for you. Anchor in, go do the damn thing. honestly, because someone somewhere is praying for the solutions you were holding on to. Thank you so much for being part of this. I cannot wait to release the 1000th episode. It was really, really special. Have an incredible day. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Own Your Choices, Own Your Life. If you love this episode, I invite you to tag me on social media with your takeaways or share it with a friend. Please, if you feel called, take 30 seconds to leave a 5-star review, and I will be forever grateful. Until next time, remember, when you own your choices, you truly own your life.